She parted the blinds and looked out into the yard. A soft clinking could be heard, like bells tapping against metal. Sara had hung thimbles and bells at her grandmother's gravesite. Her grandmother had loved to quilt. It was believed if a spirit roamed at night, the sounds would lead them back to their resting place. If her grandmother's spirit was wandering, was she trying to contact her? Was she attempting to warn Sara of a danger? The clock on the dresser said it was almost 3 a.m. Sara slipped into a robe as she hurried through the darkened living room and into the kitchen. Dagger wasn't there. He wouldn't have driven somewhere without telling her. The feeling of dread deepened. Dagger barely spoke since his conversation with Connie. She ran up the stairs to the crosswalk and stood at the tall windows. Calling on the eyesight of the hawk, she searched the darkened yard. Movement on the right side of the yard proved to be deer. She scanned the doors to the garage. They were closed and the lights were off. She peered deeper into the 300 acres and focused on the area where her grandmother was buried. And there he was, sitting on a bench that overlooked the stream. Now her feeling of dread was overwhelming. Sara tried to think back to their conversation as she shrugged into jeans and a sweatshirt. Was she being overcautious? Was it all in her imagination? If so, why was Dagger sitting on a bench in the back acres in the middle of the night? The grass was damp as she raced barefoot to the stream. With the aid of the hawk's vision, Sara could see clearly in the dark, enabling her to weave through prairie grass and tall feather reed grass, dodge the pond, and leap over scurrying raccoons and other four-legged creatures. She slowed to a walk as she approached. "Dagger?" "Go back, Sara." "What are you doing out here?" The cold finally settled into her bones once she stopped running. Sara noticed a pair of wire cutters on the bench. That was it. That was the comment Connie made about the enhanced abilities the chip in his head provided, abilities which, for some reason, were blocked. "I don't know what will happen when I cut it off." Dagger wasn't certain if the Beta-Tech satellite would target its laser beam once they located him. "Connie said the section Doc Aikens retrieved held the transponder. I believe her." Sara took a seat next to him. "Your grandmother is buried right behind us, Sara. I promised her I would protect you. Please, if you love me, go back to the house." She shook her head. "No." "Sara." He turned to face her and cupped her face in his hands. "You are the only beautiful thing that has ever happened to me. I won't let you sacrifice yourself." He pulled her close. The kiss was one of desperation, a farewell to a love started too late. But who was he kidding? Like images of the past that flashed in one's mind before he died, Dagger's flashed to the day Sara walked into his office. He felt something from that first nervous smile, the first glimpse of those mesmerizing eyes. Love? That was a word that was foreign to Dagger's lips. It was better to remain distant, to be able to flee at a moment's notice. He was engaged to Sheila at the time. He didn't believe in love at first sight. After all, Sara had been a child, a mere teenager, but far more knowledgeable and perceptive than a normal 18-year-old. He could have married one of Cedar Point's richest socialites. Instead, he had been enamored by a young woman wearing a handmade sack dress, with skin the color of an island native and dark waist-length hair that was streaked with too many shades to decipher. It was Sara's grandmother, Ada Kills Bull, who encouraged her granddaughter to go out into the world beyond their 300 acres. Sara would walk them all early in the morning before the crowds. She would attend the matinee movies and sit at sidewalk cafes to observe people, to learn how people acted, how women dressed. And it was Ada who encouraged Sara to use her talent to help people. And so she had. After witnessing the murder of an undercover cop, she needed the help of a private detective to prove what she had seen. Sara had been nervous approaching Dagger at the time. She sensed something strange in his eyes. It was Ada Kills Bull who'd helped Dagger understand what Sara was after he brought her damaged body back to the elderly woman.